Trailblazers. Today we're learning about how we give God our best. And Milton and Mom is here today to do the lesson too. Well, goodbye for the introductions. Have a good day.
High five, Leaf. Give Milton a high five. Hey guys. Hey Milton. Hey, cool Band-Aid. Here, show everyone your Band-Aid. Ooh, you must have gotten your shot this week. How was it? Well, I was kind of scared, but then I remembered that God gives us courage. That's right, Milton. So how did you ask God for courage? Well, I got scared waiting for the nurse, and so I closed my eyes and I asked God for help and for God to give me courage. It did hurt a little when the nurse gave me a shot, but she also gave me a Band-Aid and a sucker, so it wasn't so bad. What have you been doing, Miss Amy? Well, me and Leaf, we were making some cookies. Ooh, look at them. Look at all the sprinkles. Ooh. There's a lot of people who are feeling lonely at home right now, and we thought some cookies would cheer them up. Ooh, I love cookies, especially the ones with the ant sprinkles. Do you have any with ant sprinkles? No, Milton, I'm all out of ant sprinkles. Just regular sprinkles. Oh, that's okay. Can I help? Sure. Here, I got a bag here. Why don't you give away these broken ones? The broken ones? Yeah, I mean, don't you want all the sprinkles for yourself? Why don't you give the broken ones and the ones that don't have very many sprinkles? Well, Milton, we don't give people our leftovers, we give people our best. When we give to God and church and people, we want to give them our best because the way we treat people is the way that we serve God. Let me tell you a story about two brothers, Milton. Do you have brothers? No, it's just me. Well, that's okay. I'm going to tell you about two brothers named Cain and Abel, and it takes place in the first book of the Bible called Genesis. Do you know what Genesis means? No. Do you know what Genesis means, Leaf?
Yes.
What is it?
Genesis means beginning.
That's right. Genesis means beginning. Cain and Abel was the son of Adam and Eve, the first man and the first woman. Cain was a farmer, which means he grew fruit and vegetables and crops. And Abel was a shepherd, which means he took care of sheep. What sound do sheep make, Milton? Kind of. So, Cain and Abel both loved God. And so because Cain was a farmer, he brought God some of his crops. And because Abel was a shepherd, he brought God some of his sheep. But there was a difference. Cain brought God just some of his fruit. But Abel brought God his firstborn sheep, his very best sheep. The Bible tells us that Cain did not bring his best, and because of that, God did not respect him or want his offering of fruit. Oh no, God didn't want his fruit. Then what happened? Well, it made Cain pretty angry that God didn't respect him or that God didn't want his leftover fruit. You see, Cain put himself first and not God. And Cain became angry and jealous of Abel because God respected Abel because Abel gave God his best. So eventually, Cain's anger led to jealousy. And his jealousy led him to make a really bad choice. Oh, this isn't sounding good. It wasn't good, Milton. In fact, Cain was so jealous of Abel that he killed him. Oh, this is terrible. It is so sad, poor Abel. Because Cain was angry and jealous, he killed his brother. Abel gave God his best, but Cain didn't. Do you give God your best, Milton? I don't know. What does that really mean? like when your mom tells you to clean your room. Do you do your best and put everything away the way she asked you? No? Well, you know, I told you about that hole I dug under my bed. I just kind of shove everything in that hole, and then it's all clean much faster. But I bet it's kind of hard to find stuff later. Yeah, and then I got dirt on all my toys and my clothes. So, is that doing your best? No. How should you clean your room? How should you obey your mom? Well, I guess I should just put everything away like she asked me. That's right. When we are to obey our parents, we obey all the way. We do our very best. What about in school? Do you do your best work in school? Most of the time. Except when I'm sitting by Frankie. We like to talk. And Frankie's really funny. When my teacher asks us to stop, we do, and then when she turns around, we start talking again. Oh, so you only obey when she's watching? Yeah. You know, there's a word called integrity. Integrity means doing the right thing when no one's watching. Because really, the way that we obey and treat others is the way that we obey and treat God. So we want to obey all the way. When we give God our best, we give God our best by obeying Him. We obey God in what we think, what we say, and what we do. So how do we obey God? By how we think, what we say, and what we do. Good job, Milton. We obey our parents, right? By obeying right away all the way. And by obeying our parents right away all the way, who are we obeying, Milton? We're obeying God. That's right. And when our teacher asks us to do our best work, who are we really doing our best work for? We do our best work for God. Oh man, you're catching on. And we give people our best by the way we treat them. So when I obey my mom, I'm obeying God? That's right. When I do my best work, I'm giving God my best work. Now you got it, Milton. In Colossians it says, and whatever you do, either in word or in action, we do it as unto the Lord. So whatever we say and whatever we do it as if God Himself has asked us to do it. You know, Martin Luther King used to say, if you are sweeping streets, you should sweep it as if you are sweeping the streets of heaven. We sweep, we act, we play, we treat others as unto the Lord. Yeah, because we give God our best. So, Milton, what kind of cookies do you think we should give away? The ones with the sprinkles! I agree, Milton, because we want to give our best. Let's give God our best, Milton. Yay! Ant sprinkles for everyone! Well, maybe not ant sprinkles. Let's use these ones. All right, Trailblazers, I hope you go out and give God your best by obeying your best, doing your best work, and treating others your best. Because God loves you, and so do we. Bye, Trailblazers. Have a great week.